makes me bleed until I can't breathe. Shaking, falling onto my knees. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches, tripping over myself, aching, begging you to come out.
Hey guys, it is now April. It is getting really warm and springy outside now. I live in Canada, close to Toronto. I live in Burlington, so obviously it's not going to be as hot as like California or most of like YouTubers and stuff, but anyways, it's starting to get hot here, which I am loving. So I thought I would do a spring room decor, like DIY sort of video for you guys. Hopefully you can't see this and this too well, but they're in the video, so you know, just block them out. I want it to be a surprise, okay? But anyways, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a few super springy DIYs for your room or even just your house, anywhere really, I guess. But they're super cute and I love them. So I hope you guys like them, and let's get into the DIY video. Alrighty guys, so your materials for your flower monogram are a piece of cardboard. As long as you can write your letter or letters down on it, it is big enough. Then you are also going to need a glue gun to glue your flowers onto the cardboard. Then obviously you're going to need your actual flowers, which can be any shape, size, or flower, and obviously fake. That's pretty self-explanatory, and that's it. And then you're just going to take a pencil, and on your piece or pieces of cardboard, you're just going to want to sketch out the letter or whatever you are making your monogram into. I'm just doing a capital G because my name's Jillian, obviously, so. And then once you have your monogram letter, shape, or whatever you are making, you are going to want to take scissors or an X-Acto knife and cut it out. I'm using my scissors for some parts and my X-Acto knife for others because some parts are just easier with either one, so yeah. Now, time to take your flowers. Okay, so for all of your different types of flowers, or if you just used one kind, I used 3 different kinds. So for all of my different types of flowers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to start by taking scissors, and you're going to want to cut off each and every flower singly, and you're going to want to leave as least bit of stem as you can because you're going to want to have it glued flat down onto that cardboard. So you're just going to do that for all of your flowers. And then once you have your cardboard and all of your flowers cut, it gets super easy. Once again, this is a really easy DIY. You're literally just going to take your flowers with your glue gun and just glue them onto the cardboard however you'd like. I would just play around with how you want your flowers positioned before you glue them down, just so you can make sure it is how you want it to be. For my G, I decided to put 3 of my darker purple flowers in the corner and my more bluey sort of flowers with the little white ones I just scattered all around the G. And it looked pretty good, so I would just play around with how you want your flowers positioned before you glue them down, just so you can make sure it is how you want it to be. And in the end, it ended up looking pretty good, so yeah. Okay, so the materials you're going to need for this DIY are a canvas. The canvas should depend on what size you want your painting to be, is how big the canvas should be. Then you're going to need some masking tape to create the chevron lines on your canvas. Then you're going to need a pencil, one of those weird spongy paintbrushy things, I'm not really sure what they're called, a paintbrush, and a paper plate so that you can use your paint without making a mess. And then you're obviously going to need some paints. I'm just using acrylic paints that I picked up at my local dollar store. They were super cheap and they work very well. I'm just using a purple, a white, and a black. Okay, so first on your canvas, you're going to want to take your pencil, and because we're going to be making a chevron sort of pointing down pattern, you're just going to mark little ticks on the bottom or top of your canvas, just showing where your strips of paint are going to be, and you're going to want to make sure this is even by using a ruler or whatever you want. And then once you're done making your little marks, you're just going to take strips of your masking tape and go from top to bottom where your little ticks are on the canvas. as you guys can see, my canvas is pretty small and my tape was pretty thick. So I decided to take my masking tape onto a cutting board, and with an X-Acto knife, I cut the masking tape strips in half so that they are much thinner. Okay, so now you are going to take your masking tape and you're going to put your masking tape onto the canvas in straight lines going downwards where you marked your little ticks, and you're going to want to make sure to press them down because if they are loosely on the canvas, then the paint will seep underneath them. Once you've got all of that tape on, then you are going to take shorter pieces of your masking tape and put them onto the canvas, creating a downwards sort of pointing chevron design. And you're going to want to do this creating a pointing design going inwards to each and every one of the lines going downwards on the canvas. It's a little bit confusing, but just watch the video and it'll help you out a little bit. Once you start going, you'll really get the hang of it. And you're just going to want to make sure that each one of the little stripey pointing down things, sorry, I don't really know what to call them, you're going to want to make sure that they're spaced out evenly. And then in the end, once you have put all your tape down, it should look like this. Okay guys, so now you're going to want to take all of your paints and get them all prepped and ready. If you guys already have your colors that you are using, then you don't have to worry about this, but I'm just going to be mixing my desired colors. So I'm mainly using purple because my bedroom's purple and purple is my favorite color. So I'm going to be making 3 splotches of purple and mixing some white into one and some black into the other so that I can have a regular purple, a lighter purple, and a darker purple. So once you've got all of your paints ready and together, you can start to paint your canvas however you'd like. I'm doing a splotchy sort of tie-dye effect with my light, dark, and regular purples, just sort of mixing them together wherever. You can do any sort of design you want, whether it's ombre or tie-dye like me, or anything that you can think of. And then this is what your sort of like finished painted product should look like. And then you're just going to want to go ahead and remove the tape and reveal your magical chevron painting. When you do this, you're going to want to be very careful, especially if you haven't waited for your paint to dry. If your paint is not dry, then I would recommend very carefully pulling the tape in the direction that the chevron line is going, because otherwise it will most likely smudge your paint everywhere and the little chevron lines will not be nice clean white lines. So yeah. And then you're obviously going to choose a spot on your wall to hang it up for everyone to see. And that is the end of that DIY, which I love so much because no matter what colors you used on your canvas or what room you were in, the colors on the canvas will really bring out the light in that room and make the room look super bright and springy. Okay guys, so for this next DIY, you are going to need some magazines with at least a few colorful pages in them, so make sure it has that. You're also going to need some sort of tape. I'm just going to be using masking tape. You're also going to need a straw or something to hold your flowers onto, and some scissors. Then you are just going to take your magazines and start looking through them to find a colored page. The key is to try to find a page that is one solid color, and yeah, this is mine. Then, once you have found your colored page, you're just going to want to take your scissors and cut it out from the magazine. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Then you are going to take your paper and fold it up to make the flower. So first you're just going to fold it in half the hot dog way with your colored side of the paper in the inside, and then you are going to fold your paper outwards towards the crease, as you can see in the video, easier to watch than to hear. And then you're just going to flip your page over and do it on the other side until you have this sort of like, I don't even know, accordion sort of looking thing. That's what it looks like, so yeah. And then you're going to take your scissors, and on the side that has the two folds, so the two like sort of creases from where you folded up your paper, you are going to start cutting little strips. I'm pretty sure you can buy these from Michael's or any crafting stores. They are just like sort of a 4-cutter scissor thing that cuts like strips like this in like way bigger bunches so you can get it done faster. So if you guys have one of those, then obviously use it, but otherwise just use some plain scissors and cut up little strips, leaving a little bit of space up at the top of the strips. So make sure not to cut all the way to the top. Then you are just going to keep cutting until you have a little bit of something that looks like this. So this is basically the top of your flower, and then you are going to attach your stem. So to attach the stem, you're going to take your straw or stick thing that you are attaching your flower onto, and if your straw has the little bendy thing, then you're just going to want to cut that part off. And then you're going to take your flower top part, which is the magazine paper, and you're going to take a piece of tape and just tape the edge of your magazine piece to the top of the straw and begin to just wrap it around the straw until you are all finished. And then once you're done wrapping the paper around your stem, you're just going to want to take another piece of tape and secure the rest of the paper to your stem to create your cute little flower. And now, once you have all of these cute little flowers, you have to have somewhere to put them, so I'm going to show you how to use a mason jar to put your flowers in them. Okay, so you're going to take an old mason jar, so just a plain one of any size, and then you're going to take your color of paint. I'm using acrylic paint and I'm using white, and then you're just going to pour a bunch of your paint into the bottom of the mason jar. I did just enough to fill the bottom because you're going to need lots of paint to do the entire mason jar. And then you're just going to pick up your mason jar and sort of just swish it around so that the paint can cover the entire jar. And then once you are done, you're going to flip the mason jar over onto a piece of paper and let all of the paint run to the rim of the mason jar, and then let it dry, and that's it. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it? But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did like it, which I asked already, then please give it a thumbs up down below. Thumbs up are amazing because it helps other people's see my, helps other people see my video and watch it. So if you guys could give it a thumbs up, which will help other people watch my video, like I said, that would be amazing. Yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you next time. Bye! Oh my god. Are you kidding me?